Thank you. Eva Paunova, EPP.
You rightly look to the right, but the organizers of this room decided to put me on the left side, even though I represent the EPP, probably to bond with my socialist colleagues, which some of them are missing tonight. But anyhow, I see we have the same passion for chocolate, but I'm sure we'll find common ground also in other areas. As many of you here know, the completion of the digital single market is one of my key policy priorities. And it is very dear to my heart that we, as the European Parliament, together with the Commission, set the right incentives for the creation of high-value jobs in Europe, and in particular for the young generation. I believe that the IT industry is one of the essential drivers in this regard. I therefore would be very keen on knowing what are your approaches on tackling the challenges that the digital agenda poses to the EU competition policy. So, Commissioner-designate, do you agree that competition law intervention in the IT industry can be counterproductive and harm innovation, given the industry's rapid pace of evolution? And for instance, should there be caution in intervening in product design questions, such as the way in which online services are presented to avoid discouraging?
Well, and this chocolate is actually a very happy merger. One may have to be deigned to appreciate it because it's licorice and hot and very dark chocolate. But you're right, it's not only the passion for chocolate that we share. To create and to enable the creation of high-value jobs is, of course, extremely important. Because for Europe to find a place in the value chain and to interact in productive and flourishing way with the rest of the global economy is, of course, spot on. The task is not only to create a very strong European economy as such, but to make sure that we find where we can play a part in a value chain and create more value also on a global scale. And the IT industry is, of course, extremely important. What I think is that competition will enhance innovation. And I think that the enforcement of antitrust rules will also enhance innovation. Because if you have very, very large companies who completely dominate the IT industry, well, then it will be more difficult for small businesses to thrive and to get their innovations in the market if there is no enforcement of antitrust rules. And this, I think, is very important because we've seen, fantastic and very, very inspiring examples of itsy-bitsy tiny companies who do not think of themselves as national any minute. They think of themselves as global, even though they're just one or two or three people. And actually, not in a split second, but in a very, very short time, they're global. And they have not been cushioned, they have not been supported, but they have found ways because they had the ideas that actually has spurred the innovation that makes them relevant for customers all over the world.
Thank you. Now on behalf